I am the only person in history that I know of that told Easy Rider to go fuck yourself. I don't want my bike in your magazine. True story. That did not work well out for me. Wasn't my fault.
So it's all together, but that's not the one that's in the truck right now. But I had to, the guy on Craigslist that I bought it from, that's not true.
Go Craig.
Was he Middle Eastern? Was he Middle Eastern?
No, he was Russian. They can get anything.
That was a cool look back then. Don't be breaking my balls.
I need a drink now, you guys. Oh my goodness.
Two guys that I know that if I put a silver dollar out on the racetrack, they could find it at 200 miles an hour and hit it, okay? Biggest difference, Bill Elliott could tell you if it was heads or tails. Jeff Gordon would stop, pick it up, put it in his pocket, and go invest it.
Beach assault, because I'm on a scuba team, and we come up on this beach, and it's a nude beach, and there's chicks everywhere.
Read about an audition for the Detroit Pistons dance team, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Oh my God, you got all the pictures.
You're right down. You're down in the bog, right?
I thought I had all this deleted.
How'd that happen?
Well,
He was on.
Shag was,
He's looking like he
There
heard
he
it.
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's probably
Oh,
hearing
I'm sure he's listening.
The norm.
People
Was.
turned our show off and felt better about their dysfunction. I'm serious.
You know, how'd you like to make $5 the hard way?
Literally the most professional podcast I've ever done.
Money's on the dresser. Listen, you ain't going to believe it. Lou goes out to lunch with his buddies. Decides to eat Mexican. I had him laughing before the show. He shit his pants. So now we're waiting for him to clean up and get back on. So with that, we got the guys from M&M Barbecue. These guys make some kick-ass grills. They got a car background. I think Matt does. Matt or Mike? Matt. Anyhow, we got these guys on. They make some really cool stuff. Lou should be here as soon as he gets done with his third roll of toilet paper, and we'll get it rolling. Ken, hit the commercial. We'll see what happens.
If you're a restoration guy or the Camaro is just your first project and you have that passion for it, call Camaro Central. Those are the guys you want to talk to. They have parts for first gen through 5th gen on the Camaros and 1st gen through 4th gen on the Firebirds. So they're not just Camaro Central, they're Firebird Central. So did you guys know that AMSOIL is the corporate entity and then they have independent dealers who sell their products? So here's the thing. We called up Nick at syntheticadvantage.com. And we said, Nick, we're doing a sticky green love machine and we don't want it to be so sticky. And he said, guys, I got you. And here's our oil, right? So we've got all the fluids we need to get the sticky green love machine not so sticky. Check them out, syntheticadvantage.com. Tell Nick Lou sent you. Yeah. Guys, I misspoke. I showed you ATF. That's fantastic. It's fine. But they also send essential soil. Synthetic Advantage. Yeah, that's right, Nick.
Ah, there he is.
What up?
Did you shave your head?
No, I didn't. I was getting ready to, and then Tina came in and said you called, and I was like, oh shit, I got to get out of the shower.
Did you shave your ass or no?
No. Hello, Abigail. How are you doing?
Did you clean up? Everything good?
Yep, I smell good. I got on pit stuff and everything.
Did you see the intro or no?
No, all I saw was 0 to 60. I didn't see it.
You're better off. I was telling everybody.
Were you wearing a luchador mask?
No, I was telling everybody you shit your pants, you had to clean up. So
okay, I'll run with that. My butt's been wiped.
Yeah, right. So what are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a little bit,
dude. I have been messing with the curriculum, trying to get it so the kids can read it, and it has just been a freaking nightmare. It drives me nuts.
Yeah,
because it's you put it on the computer, you try to move it or you save it, and it doesn't save right. And then Tina tells me, well, it's all cloud-based. It might take a while. It's like, oh my God. It's just there's so many steps for no reason. It's ridiculous.
Did you get the engines? Did you get the stands? What are you doing?
We got the engine stands done. We got the Jeep inline 6-cylinder apart. We're going to put we got a Subaru engine on the other one. We're going to start taking that one apart. And then we're going to start doing the Toyota 1.5 for the Scion, for my Scion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and my plan is what I would like to do, the Jeep engine, it's missing an intake. It's missing a distributor. It's missing, it's missing some of the little stuff, but I want to build that and sell it and use the money for stuff with for the shop, because get this is insane. So, on a Jeep, it's a half inch 12 point bolt. Well, you would think that we would have 12-point sockets. You would think that.
No.
Not one. All 6-point sockets. Every socket in the damn shop is 6-point. So I had to bring sockets from the house this morning to put, so I could take apart. So I could have students take the head off.
Yeah.
And take apart the engine. Insane. Some guy from the state or the district or whatever had a list, and he just went through the Snap-on catalog and didn't get half the shit.
Clueless.
It's freaking totally clueless. Overeducated idiots. That's what they are.
Good thing they're not listening.
Oh, they probably are. What are they going to do? Tell me to go home?
Before we get to these guys, a couple things too. I was telling you some of the story the other day. Picking up the pieces from the engine from Bobby Bueller.
Yeah,
run it down to Bubba and Aaron at Gwatney.
Right.
Been 9 months. I've been waiting for this engine for the Impala. I dropped the shit off in January. We're looking at October in a few days.
Right.
It does not take that long, and they were still going back and forth about the sleeves,
the
pistons, what crank. I'm like, are you kidding me? So, Gwatney is going to kick ass. They're like standing there waiting with a catcher's mitt for this thing.
They've been waiting. Waiting.
Yeah, Bubba keeps hitting me up every day asking, "Where's the pallet? Where's the pallet?" So you got to check with those guys.
When was the pallet supposed to be sent?
Monday. Wednesday, still nothing. Yeah, excuses. Nothing I can do about it. The other thing I wanted to bring up too, which I forgot to talk about last time, is Cold Case Radiators reached out. And if people buy a Cold Case, when they're checking out, they put Garage Insider in the code, it gives them free shipping.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, and I thought that it's good if somebody's in the market, they're going to buy one, so they get free shipping. When something that big, it's probably a couple bucks, $50.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Yeah, that's cool. Cool.
It does help out. They saw the Love Machine and hooked me up with the radiator and the fans and all that shit. Up here they say radiator, and I'm trying to change it to radiator. Up here it's radiator. Yeah. Everywhere else, it's radiator. There's no I in there.
Well, it's got an I somewhere in it.
Yeah, I know, but it's not radiator.
That's like there's no I in team, but yet there's me. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Talk a second before we get these guys out about how you came across Eminem, not Slim Shady.
Okay, so this is how it happened. My youngest son, who's I think he has the title of sous chef now. Don't quote me on that. Right. But I came in the house and he was watching on YouTube an interview with them. It was like a 20-minute interview, and they showed the picture their 1,000-gallon propane tank barbecue smoker going. I saw him going down the interstate. I think it was when I was coming back from Carlisle one time. I said, I saw one of those on the interstate. So, my son, of course, is getting all foodie and all that. And he's just, jerking off on the TV because of the barbecues, the smokers. Yeah. And I told him Monday. I didn't tell him that I had them on, that they were coming on till Monday. Yeah. So he's like, they're going to be on. What are you talking about? I got to come see this. And he's telling me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I found it. That's how I found out about these guys. Right. But one of them, and I don't know which one, but one of them in the video said that he worked in a hot rod shop.
Yeah.
And so I figured that's the tie-in. That's our tie-in.
He went to Wyotech. He's got an automotive, moved to California. We'll get into all that. We'll interview him about what that's about first, so we can get the background.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. So let's bring him on. We're already running late because I was late. I was fashionably late, I might add.
Yeah. 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 Hey, Kevin asked me.
Where are the cars? These fucking guys.
Yeah, when you run your own business, you only got so much time. Right?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Matt, talk to us about
how you guys doing.
Talk about your automotive background, because we just hit on that a little bit. Tell us about what you did and what you know and how so.
Yeah, and why you wanted to know it.
Mike and I graduated college together, University of North Texas, with degrees in marketing. Basically, we didn't know what the hell we wanted to do, and I spent about 6 months in corporate world and sales and advertising, and about wanted to shoot myself every day. So Mike and I grew up building street cars for street racing and drag races, and him and his dad have built multiple drag cars going to drag strips. So I just I don't know, I heard a call and I knew I needed to work with my hands, so I called and I ended up signing up and going to Wyotech. And so I moved to Wyoming, and I did a core class of collision and refinishing, so basically basic metal work, metal repair, custom paint side. I've been an artist my whole life, so custom paint and refinishing was fun. Then I took trim and upholstery because I thought it'd be kind of cool to learn a little bit of that. But the core that really sent me down the road that I wanted to do was I took motorsports chassis fabrication.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it should be a full year-long course. It's actually an incredible course at Wyotech, and it's all chassis fab, nothing but TIG welding, real high-end. You learn how to build complete tube chassis, roll cages, the whole nines. But at that point in my life, I knew what I wanted to do, so I went to that school and just basically wrecked everyone there. And I got as lucky as you could get. What I wanted, a high-end hot rod shop out of California, was looking for a list of students, to come in to kind of start as an intro at a shop.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was Ironworks Speed and Custom in Bakersfield. Roger.
Yeah,
Lee.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I worked for Roger Lee for a year before I really wanted to get out of Bakersfield. And so I worked for almost 4 years for Alan Palmer. So he was Palmer's Customs when I was there, but he's been doing all the fit and finish and all the paint for the Roadster shop for the last 7 years. So
exactly.
I got to do some really cool stuff with him. I got to work on some cool projects with him and Jerry Magnuson before he passed away. And then my last 3.5-4 years in California, I was at Scott's Hot Rods in Oxnard, California, which he's in Tennessee now. But that was
I know Justin.
That was where I really last 4 years was. Yeah, Justin's been just absolutely killing it in Knoxville.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I did not know that about you guys. I just saw on the interview, my son was watching it where you said that you did hot rods. That's all I knew. And I didn't tell my, I don't know if you heard it, but my son was watching an interview with you guys on YouTube, and he's a sous chef. And I told they had a picture of your 1,000 gallons. I saw one going down the highway. I was like, hey, I saw one of those. That's how I literally found out about you guys. And that was about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then I called and talked to Benita and told her what was going on. And I told her we had a podcast. And she goes, well, let me call you right back. And she goes out and asks you guys. And you said yes. So this last Monday, I told my son, oh, yeah, I got M&M barbecue coming on. He's like, whoa, wait, whoa, hey, hold on.
Now, hold on. That happened fast.
Mike's got the background in the barbecue restaurant business when you're at college, right? So while he's going and learning the metal fab, you're figuring out smoking and everything else. Meats, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the perfect storm. I'm actually second generation, so I grew up around it even before I went to college and any of that stuff. So my dad traveled around the nation, really repairing smokers and doing that. And I was also doing it when I was in college and being around it, doing that. And then I went and started doing it full time, and I traveled around doing repairing them from freaking West Coast to East Coast, so same thing. We've always worked with our hands. We've always worked with tools. We had a love for it. And, I had drag car. In fact, I have a drag truck, sitting in our shop right now, that when we have people touring the shop, I got my Pro Street drag truck sitting right there, and almost every customer comes by that truck, it's dusty, and, I probably should take a little bit better care of it, but we've always been around the automotive world, always been with welding and doing all that stuff. And so, while I was doing that, Matt was, doing his thing in California, and, we were sitting there talking. I was like, man, it's always been a dream of mine to build and to fabricate and do these things, and I was like, what do you think? And he was ready to get out of California, and he's like, man, let's do it. So we talked about it. He moved down, and as soon as he moved down, we really started rolling on him, and we've been hitting really hard these last few years, and we've been expanding and been doing a lot of really cool stuff, with his automotive background, fabrication skills, and all that stuff, my barbecue background together. It's this perfect storm together, because he has fabrication, and then put it on metal, and then doing that and being functional, sometimes those don't mix, and I can come in and go, I've seen that done before, that won't work, but we can do this, and then we'll map it out, do it, put it on there, and then and roll with it. And we got some really cool stuff out there, functional art. We add in that kind of hot rod feel, that car fabrication, high-end car fabrication world, and bring it to the barbecue world with functionality.
So what is that we're looking at? What kind of pit is that? Or is it called a pit?
Yeah, we can call it a pit. It's a Santa Maria grill. That's our backyard one. So that's the ones that we do for your backyard ones. We do ones that are massive ones that go into a sous chef would use for everyday use, and that's called our El Nino. And those grates lift up and down, so you can adjust it. If you're doing steaks or anything like that, you can steer
okay.
Yep, and then bring it up. So if it's getting too hot, which we have a joke where we say it's too hot, chef. It's too hot.
So, it's too hot, chef.
It's too hot, and then that's a full right there. So that one up there is a full rotisserie. That one's so big that it's got 12 racks in it, and you can put a human on each one of those racks and it spin with no problem at all. It's 100% all natural.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Yeah, got about a 2,000-pound capacity of brisket.
Yep. And what's really cool about that too, everything you see in that picture besides the thermostat, we fabricate in-house. We don't outsource
that is
thing.
nice.
Nothing. Yep.
Let's back up for a second, because you jumped from working in a restaurant and being in school, you guys getting together. But what was the first project like? Where was it? How big? And who did you sell it to?
Yeah, so our first project was a big one because we do everything big. So our
Texas.
first one, got to. So we're gonna build our rotisseries, because that's a real big background of mine. So it's like that's where we started with. So that big copper one you saw there, we built one just a little bit smaller than that. It's called our MM1000. So we started with the big dog at the very, very beginning.
God.
Well, we built three of them. We didn't build one of them.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You know,
We don't know where they're going, but we're building
The
them.
project was three out of the gate.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly right.
we're
We
doing
just jumped out and it was like, we're just going to build them, and you know, and
Yeah.
you don't know
Well,
who your first customer is going to be, and you don't know. And we had all the faith that, you know, we put our minds together that we can do something really cool. And what we do too is it's not just visual; it's functional. Like we put a lot of time in, and our main thing is function first. Then we add in kind of the badass aspects and all the cool, you know, the cool shit that comes along with it. If I may cause, I don't know. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
you can cut. We don't care.
Okay.
You know, they're already throttling us. It's okay.
We say what we want. We don't know any better. That's the way it
I
works.
haven't figured it out.
Y'all are my people then. Y'all are my people.
Nor do we care. We just throw it up, see what happens. Fuck it. Anyhow. So,
we're basically.
God.
Go ahead.
No, so you get the first one or first three put together, and you go to market these things, which you both guys have marketing degrees to be able to put it out there and get things rolling. Who's the first person that called, and what do they do? Is it a restaurant? Because it has to be somebody big.
Yeah. Well, the first.
Well, it ain't their damn garage.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's really kind of how we got started was the one to do it, but it's a tribute to Mike's background, really. So Mike had been running service and building a service company for barbecue for 10 years before this.
Right.
So he was already establishing and laying out a clientele that were like, listen, you already know everything. You know everything about these, what goes wrong with them, how to fix them. You know, why don't you start building smokers? And that was the
That makes sense.
The great foundation of it to say, okay, well, we do that. We build. I have a guy I've known for 30 years since I was 10 years old. Let's, join forces. And so the first three, we didn't just build the first three just to build them and throw them out there. He had already sold three on Mike's pure reputation. So he talked to, it was Coulter's Barbecue, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very first one, longtime client, Mike and his dad had known for, 10, 15 years. And just on the faith of his knowledge and what he knew and the skill set we brought together, he said, let's go, and took a gamble on us. We sold our first three, and here we are. We've sold well over 100 of them now. So, that's just big rotisseries.
Yeah, that's
Mike, when you're with your dad and you're fixing these things and you're traveling all over the country, at the same time, are you thinking to yourself, if they only did this, change this shit keeps breaking, this is why? Did that help design when you guys took off?
100%. 100%. That was actually one of the main focuses when we did start designing. Was I was like, this fails, and this fails, and we got to fix these things first before we do anything. So that was a first and foremost. And Matt came out with this one design. We talked about the limit switch in there, and it keeps failing, and it was fail. And so we especially Matt, designed this proprietary toggle switch that's embedded into the angle where it never sees any smoke at all. 5 years, we haven't had a single one go out yet.
Yeah,
wow, there you go.
It was something that essentially jams up or goes out probably every 3 to 6 months on a competitor, and ours literally is 5 years running. Hell, we had a pit just burned down through a grease fire, and it still worked.
Yep.
Pretty amazing. Yeah.
Huh.
Dude, that is crazy. How long does it, you don't ship those things together, do you? You take their apart and then you put them together in the restaurant? How's that work? Because they're not small.
Oh yeah, our biggest model is, I think, 5,000 pounds.
Wow.
And no, we put them on a flatbed, ship them out. They've got lift and lug. Some people pick them up with cranes, Skytrax.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's talk about the competition that you guys were up against beforehand when you were first getting into it. The ones that you were repairing, were they made in the States or are they Hong Kong Fooey shit? What are you working on? Who was your competitor?
The competitor, they were in the business for a long time, and when you have rain for 40, 50 years, you tend to just, what works for you, and you don't have really a propensity to really keep pushing, so you almost kind of put it in a little bit of cruise control, and
right.
and and that's what's really good about me and Matt is because we've seen this now, and we know for a fact we ain't putting nothing in cruise control. We're going to keep pushing no matter what. And one of the big things we talk about is innovate or die. Innovate, innovate, innovate. So once we stop innovating, we're dying.
Right.
Have you shipped?
I mean, I don't know a lot about smoking food. I know very little about it, but what I have learned, it's all about temperature. It's all about how you move the meat and all that. So, I mean, there's definitely some science to it.
Oh yeah, a lot. Yeah.
That's a whole nother can of worms right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. That's wild.
Stuff like that. You have there's a lot that kind of goes into it, because if your flow is not good, or if you have it wrong, it's not going to cook it good at all. And if you don't get a pit out there that's not money, that's not doing really well for the customer, it can ruin your reputation very quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah.
15 years in a day can go just like that.
Yeah, and well, that one video that I was watching with my son, you guys did the biscuit test.
Yeah.
And you showed how the one right where the fire was, where it was coming out, was cooked exactly the same as the one at the far end. So that's got to be perfect circulation. It's got to be, because I mean that just doesn't happen overnight. Shit, that's crazy. See the biscuit test, John. It's awesome.
Yeah, if you can do that, that is pretty amazing, because that thing would burn up pretty quick if it's close to the fire.
Yeah, yeah.
So have you guys shipped? Are you just shipping inside the U.S. or have you shipped outside of the States yet?
We have some going to France right now that's in our shop that should hopefully be leaving in the next month. So the one going to France will be our first international.
Damn.
All right, I got a tough question for you.
Here we go.
Since you traveled around and you're fixing these things, who in your travels makes the best barbecue? What state? And don't tell me it's fucking Texas. That's too easy. We're outside of Texas. Outside of Texas, who makes some good shit? You're actually surprised.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
No, I'm excluding. I'm excluding the obvious.
Let Matt answer. Let Matt get in trouble.
I can't get good barbecue up in the Northeast. I'll tell you that. It sucks.
If I say one, the other one will get mad at me. Oh, they all do good.
Well, we do have good. We've got good recommendations though. If you're in the Northeast, we have a guy we work with a lot. That's in. He's in. Is it Pennsylvania, Mike?
Yeah. Yep.
That's where I'm at.
Holy Q.
Yeah. Holy Q is doing some really good food up there. What's the small town he's in? It's a town that they filmed Hot Fuzz in.
Yeah, small town Pennsylvania. 14 hours.
Pennsylvania's like Tennessee. It's long left and right.
Yeah, it's a big state.
Pittsburgh's 300 miles from me, so it's pretty far. So it could be. Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Big up too. That's not what you saw. Some of the pictures that's up there too. That's doing some work. They're doing some really good work up there.
Huh. That's interesting.
I would never guess that, because I've had Kansas City barbecue, Texas barbecue, Memphis barbecue, I should say, because that's different than the rest of Tennessee, and they were all good. And St. Louis had good barbecue. Yeah. But it's weird because, see, I'm in North Carolina now. Growing up in New York City, barbecue was cooking like ribs on the grill. That was barbecue. Right. And then you come down here to North Carolina and it's all pulled pork. Yep. It's all shredded meat. And I'm like, what is this? This is just a pork sandwich. You know what I mean? It still doesn't make sense to me why they would ruin a good piece of meat like that, and then put vinegar on it. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's
we're really about to start getting in here.
You guys need to start. You know what? I just need to buy one, and I'll just learn how to cook it here, and I'll start selling barbecue here.
Let's go.
Let's talk about price range. A backyard one compared to one you're shipping to France. What kind of range are we talking about?
Well, so our backyard model Santa Maria is around 5,000 or so. That one pictured right. Oh yeah, that one right there is our 48-inch. So that one's gonna be about 5,000 or 6,000. And then it goes up to 42,000 to 45,000.
Talk about Ken. Back up to the one.
Ken, quit shifting the damn picture so fast, man. Get it together.
The material that you're using here, and explain how this thing works. And that one there. Hey. He's eating some barbecue. Look at that fat bastard. That's the old look.
Hey, that's the Puerto Rican Elvis. All right, get
it together. You fuck with Ken, and he fucks with you. That's all there is to it. And is that Clico's in the front holding the logo on? You're not done yet, or what? What are you doing?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It wasn't done.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
So, like, obviously, from my background, I got a toolbox full of Clicos and quick things. So before we rivet them on, I've introduced the whole shop to him. Everyone's like, "What the hell are these?" It's like, what is that? It's like, it's basically a removable rivet. So when we locate badges and our signs and SNs, I just use them with Clicos before we come in and rivet things in.
So what material is that? Stainless? What material is that, and how does it work?
So that's the backyard model, which is a much thinner model. Anything that's outside of that, that's all 14 gauge mild steel. And then, but the top work surface is 10 gauge mild steel. And then the actual grill grates themselves is 3/16 mild steel. And then the cooking grate they're on is a 3/16 2-inch channel. And then the wheel, the shaft is all stainless steel. And then we have 1-inch lube bearings that run on the side of it with stainless steel cables.
How's the rotisserie? How's it powered? You got to do it manually.
This is just literally the wheel is just a cable system. You pull down on the wheel and it rolls up, and you just decide what you do. But it works like a ratchet. So if you look close on it, it's a gear and pawl setup that we designed in-house. So there's a lever, which is the pawl, and there's actually a sprocket and a gear that's right next to inside of the wheel. So as you lift up, the pawl clicks like a ratchet.
Yeah.
And then when you let down, the weight of the grate locks it in place, so you can select what height, like how far away you want to be from the heat.
That's that's some engineering there, man. That thing is nice.
Yeah. It's a cool grill, man. Like once you've cooked on something that you can adjust the height of the grate really easy, it kind of changes. You don't want to cook on anything else, You get flare-ups, you get hot, you just pull the wheel a little bit and raise it up, get a little further away from the fire. If your coals are cooling off, you need to finish it, you can literally drop the grate like down in the coals.
Damn, that's cool.
And it's lined with fire brick too. That one has fire brick in it.
Yep.
So.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah.
Keep the temperature.
The heat. You know why John's asking all these questions, right? He just got one from like Home Depot. That's why.
Yeah,
not yours. You got a cheap one.
Oh, I got the cheapest one I could buy. I got to be honest with you. Mine is and I actually bargained with them, told them it was a piece of shit. I wasn't paying that, and they knocked money off on top of that. That's just how I roll. If I see weakness,
sometimes
I'm right
John
on.
breaks out his Yiddish accent, So let me tell you, it's a little bit too much money.
That's how you do it. I'm not
gonna
paying
pay
that. That's the end of season. It's Labor Day. What do you want from me? So I got a new one.
See, even knows it's coming on Labor Day.
Listen, I don't buy a snowplow in December. I buy it in June. Why would I throw this thing in the garage and go, okay, save some money? Next year it's going to be another couple bucks, 20% more. Why not?
I don't know if I believe you. It looks like you got a Bugatti behind you. So
I do. But that one doesn't run, so we're good.
Yeah.
No, but what I wanted to ask, let's say you get this thing completed, you're ready to ship it off. How do you prep it and how do you break it in? What are you telling people to do? Because it has to have oil on it to keep it new looking, right? Are you soaking it, or what are you doing?
Yeah, so before any event comes out, we prep it for them. We go, we fire it up, we get it going.
Okay.
We let it run typically for at least 24 hours. We run it temperature. Post oak is what we use here. So we season it for them before it gets there, because a lot of times these are going into restaurants that our deadlines are so tight, they're going in and they're cooking on them the very next day in some cases. So
you got burned off.
It's almost like American choppers around here, man. It's literally, we have I'm still at the shop right now. It's 7:40. I got here 6 this morning, and trying to ship 3 or 4 units out to California right now to different people, and we were literally putting the last bolt on before the trucking company gets here. So we're in the boiler room every single day. So it's pretty wild here. And, and so we have typically before we send them out, though, we run them, make sure everything's good, season them for them so the customer's ready to rock and roll right off the bat.
How long does it take to season one?
Normally what we do is we like to run it for about 24 hours at a low temp, about 180. And we load a little bit more. We like to get a little bit more seasoned post oak in there to get a little bit more residual smoke on the side of the walls and all that good stuff. And they'll come out golden. Like you'll see a beautiful, beautiful golden all the way around the stainless steel.
Wow. Yeah.
Your color.
That is so cool. I saw that you guys seasoned them, but I didn't know the process. So that's pretty impressive. And everyone, so if a guy, say, like you said, it goes into the restaurant and they're going to cook on it the next day. So it takes about a good 12 hours to get that fire to the temperature you want it, right? Or is it quicker?
It's quick. You can have that thing up to 200, 220, and it's all runs in natural wood too, in like less than an hour, and have that thing roll.
Really?
Go. Yep. Yeah, especially if you do a good 222. Shoot, it flies up to 200.
That is cool.
And then the real like engineering behind it is once it's up to temp, because we build all our forms, we pour our castable in-house for our fireboxes. Once the fire heats up and the actual castable, the refractory in the firebox heats up, I mean, we have data on our big one that we loaded a firebox at the end of the night, and I think it was like 30 degrees outside. And we let it run, and it held temp and was still at 150 degrees inside, I think 14 hours later.
No way.
Yeah, serious insulation and a lot of work inside to maintain and hold heat with wood. So
no shit.
Yeah, we set it at degrees, and it went 12 hours at 250 at 38 degrees outside. And we had it sitting outside. I had a digital computer hooked up to it and an analog, so I could see the ebb and flows. I could see how it I basically gave me all the data I needed to see what it was doing inside, and it got 12 hours.
Man, that's impressive. That really is. Yep. That's crazy.
That's what you need. You got to cook it slow and on a low.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's crazy. Damn.
And we pride ourselves too that we don't use any gas, we don't use any heater elements, we don't use any fans. This is all natural draw. This is all natural wood that's being used. So there's natural as it gets.
Damn. That is wild.
Come on, man.
Come on.
That is wild as hell.
on the finish, on the finish, is that powder coated or painted? What are you doing there?
Gonna tell you that where you made.
It's actually a kind of funny question. We have multiple different ways we do, but it's an industry secret. I'd say if we were to like tally up the number one question in all our comments, is what kind of paint do you guys use? So
it stays on there without the thing burning.
It all depends on if we have base model runs that we do, and then if someone wants something really high end, then we have all the different types of paint we bust out where we're actually priming pits and doing a little bit of base and blocking, but. Yeah, and then like you guys showed one of the backyard ones earlier we're doing for Goldies. Those are raw steel, and we just coat those in linseed oil, and it bakes on there. So,
okay.
How often do you guys get custom orders where they need a certain size, certain this, and certain that, and not just here? This is what we put together. What percentage is custom?
Well, I'd say for paint, man, it's probably 60-70% because. We like them. I mean, a lot of times they want them unique to them, so they'll do like that. That one's for SOL out of 2M, and he wanted a blue, a specific blue. So we color match, color code to what they want. So we want it to be an experience when you buy from us. So a lot of the time, especially the paints, they're a lot of them are custom. I'd say 60-70%.
Damn.
Stupid question. Is that thing sitting outside when you ship it? I mean, is it outside when the guy's using it, or is he putting that indoors? How's that usually work?
Well, and that's a good question there. It can do both. So in fact, it can do kind of all three. It can be completely inside because we have ratings on it. So it's UL ETL certified, and it's also NSF certified. So you can put it inside your facility if you want. You can have just the nose sticking through, or you can have it outside. We recommend that you have a lean-to over it, but even then, some people don't have lean-tos over it, and you can roll with it. So you can do it up to 3.
Huh. Somebody asked a question about residential customers. They want to know. Hold on. Yeah. You don't have any to go into. Yeah. You got the backyard ones. That's residential, is it not?
That is correct. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Hell with that. I'm going to get the big one.
Family of 20 at Lou's. We're all going to Lou's house 4th of July. We're going to eat like kings.
Believe it or not, we have a couple customers that Mike's worked with in the past that have like our 1000 model size in like a man cave house, like broad shop.
Yep.
Yeah. Have the capacity to cook 48 briskets at your house.
I saw you guys on Instagram and was a little surprised that there's a bunch of like Balboa. There's a couple builders, Scott's Hot Rods, like you talked about, follows you guys. But there's a lot of metal fab guys that are following you, probably checking out the quality of your stuff, which is actually a compliment. I was a little surprised, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I have I was probably almost 8 years in, and I was fortunate enough to step straight into the really, really high end world. Roger Lee, Roger's killing it right now. He's got some big clients that all the builds they're doing, are $250,000 to $1.5 million builds. Yeah. You'll see, Justin just did a tease of it, but the last truck that I built was a 69 bump side F100 that Justin, and he's kind of been hiding. I think they're going to debut it probably at Columbus for the Street Truck of the Year. But that's the last build I did that I got to go nuts on. It's a 100% hand-built engine bay. The dash is 100% hand-built. I built the bumpers by hand. The entire bed's built by hand. Everything's smooth and shaved. It lays rockers on the ground. It's a beautiful truck. It's pretty amazing. But it's like it's been a 7-year project now. The guy didn't tell his wife.
I think I know what truck you're talking about.
Yeah. He didn't tell his wife about it, and then it was a paint shop jail for like 3 years, and but
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
Matt, you got any cool cars at your house? You got anything at your house?
No, I'm like most builders. I can build it, but I don't have any of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the way Lou is.
Yeah.
That's the way I am.
Lou's got everybody else's shit at his house.
Yeah. Probably it was one of the reasons I started leaning towards getting out of California and coming back and starting this is I got tired of building cars for millionaires and kind of wanted to go down the road where I could be the guy to have someone build it for me or have the ability to build it for myself on my own time. It's just I was doing pretty well, but I was in Ventura, California, and even if you make $100,000 a year there, that's nothing when a 1,000 square foot house starts at $500,000, and it's just like, all right, I think it's time to get out of the West Coast. I need a career change.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's go back to using it when you're doing that logo that was held in. What are you using to cut that? How are you stamping that out?
We have actually the first piece of equipment that we bought when first series piece of equipment we bought. We have a 5 by 10 foot Piranha plasma table.
Oh yeah.
So that's all cut out with a CNC plasma, and then now we've got. It was just me and Mike in the beginning, but now I've got a full-time CNC kid that's really sharp that runs the whole CNC side, and he's learning SolidWorks and AutoCAD and all of our signage and doing custom logos. We do pretty much custom badging on everything now. Everyone wants a little flavor on there, so
yeah.
Yeah,
so with something like this, the backyard one, can you have that all cut out, knowing the size, and put it together quickly? How long does it take from start to delivery?
Yeah, that's the process we're on right now. So for each department, we're on that. Like the best one I can give you right now is which it blows most people's minds, but our big rotisserie, the big 2000.
Yeah.
The big gold one you saw. We're at the point now that from start to finish, from nothing to popped up and done and painted, we can do about 4 days now.
Damn. Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty
cruising
good.
Because that thing is big.
Oh yeah, it's a 5,000. Like we said.
How many guys you got on staff? How many people we talking?
What are we at now, Mike?
Do we lose Mike?
Mike, he's in the Federal Witness Protection Program. You guys didn't notice about Dart? He's hiding out.
I think I've got 17 guys right now.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
So where in Texas are you guys? Are you guys where?
Tool, Texas, which is kind of cool because we're off Tool Road in Tool, Texas.
So
that.
is that near Dallas? Where is it? Where's it near? What city is it near?
Yeah, it's an hour southeast of Dallas.
Okay. I can picture. I know where it's at on the map now.
Yeah. We're right off a lake in a little small town, Cedar Creek Lake. That's 60 miles southeast of Dallas.
Okay. Yeah, I got a friend of mine in Teague, Texas.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I got to drive to. Hopefully this summer I'm going to drive to Desert Valley to pick up a back glass for my '78 Caprice, and I got to go through Texas. So I might come drifting in and check out some barbecue.
Oh, we love it. We want.
We're always there, man.
We're about to start building. Well, we already started building our office. That's going to be like a kind of a speakeasy type thing. We're gonna have bourbon, cigars, and all that stuff. So whenever people roll through, because we're having people from all over the world really come over now.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's been cool, man. What was that? Not Germany. Where was the other people? It's from all over. But yeah, we're gonna have.
We've had United Kingdom. He came in, and then we had a guy come in from Brazil, South Korea. Yeah, we've got some pretty cool, different like people come in with really different backgrounds, but it's a pretty incredible. The last, I don't know, 6-7 years, it feels like not just barbecue, but like Texas barbecue is taking the damn world over. Like it's the draw for handmade Texas smokers in France, the Netherlands, like all the Nordic areas, Germany they all want handmade, hand serialized Texas barbecue smokers, which is pretty incredible.
That is, man. Damn. And the thing is, up in that part of the world, those guys are craftsmen. They build stuff. So for them to come to you guys wanting something like that, that's a hell of a compliment when you think about it. That's cool. Man.
What's the name of that barbecue cook-off show? That one they keep competing every week. I don't know. It's on Food Channel. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just wondering if anybody's used your stuff and kicked the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I would think so, right?
Yeah. Soon.
Show up with yours and beat everybody's asses. I watch it once in a while. Yeah. It's usually the same repetitive. They have a secret this, they do that. And sometimes they burn it. Sometimes it's over. You know what I mean?
Of course, it's a TV show.
You can tell when they cut it. You can tell when they cut it whether it's good or not. I mean, when the stuff falls apart, it's in the zone. When you got to actually work at getting that thing apart, I'm like, I'm out. I don't even want it.
So you know what, guys? Here's John, a guy just outside of Philly, and he thinks he knows barbecue.
Listen, I can eat kick-ass.
When you cut it, you gotta look just right at it.
I make a brisket for you, Lou. You'll feel your dick move. I ain't kidding you. It's that good. Matt's looking around. Anybody hear that? He's all embarrassed and shit. I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody's in your house, but
that's a new one. I'm gonna put that in my back pocket and use it.
Be easy on that one, though.
I had Linda's family from Arkansas come up, and I made him a brisket. Her brother and his wife, and they were asking me, "How'd you do this?" Same with her mother. She's like, "Wait a minute, explain this to me." And barbecue's big in Arkansas. I mean, it's right next to Texas.
Yeah.
But that's all they eat is banana pudding and barbecue and that type of stuff. They got a place that's been there forever, Jean's in Brinkley, that always had good barbecue.
So I just got to tell you, it's not banana pudding. When my kids were little, I think it was Nicholas. He couldn't say banana, so he just go blah, 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 blah. So it's blah, 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 pudding.
I can't even get. The Amish make a pretty good pudding, but outside of that, it's not too good up here. I mean, it's horrible actually.
Yeah,
they make a lot of things good, but barbecue and banana pudding is not one of them. Or two of them.
It's because you got to have that Southern training.
Yeah,
you got to have that. If you don't have that, it ain't gonna happen.
I'm wondering how these guys are so skinny when they're making, barbecue grills and shit. I'd be eating all day going, let's test this one out or bring in the cow.
Because they're working 1 billion hours a day, man. What more
true.
they got time to eat?
Yeah.
You work a long day. in this Texas heat. Boy, it's been a hot summer. And these long days, it's hard. We couldn't gain weight to.
Man.
Huh.
Yeah, Texas is hot now. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
it doesn't
Philly-
really cool up
Yeah,
very
summer-
much in Texas.
Summer was, summer was rough this year, man. It was hot. That's for damn sure. I'm over it. It was still 93 today.
Yeah,
it is still hot here.
Man, it's crazy hot.
It's starting to get cold.
At 93, it's been 100, 110, 112. I feel like every damn day almost, but yeah, it's all good.
Before we jump, let's talk about what you guys have in the R&D. Is there something you're working on? You go, you know what we should do, or something in the pipeline you're thinking about doing?
Yeah, actually,
remember your competition's probably listening. They're probably going, all right, let's.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you think would be a game changer or something down the road?
We have a couple things that we don't want to say just yet, but we think are going to be big game changers that we've been talking about doing for like at least the last year or so. That it's on the market, but it hasn't been done to the level what we want to bring it to. Right. You know, and we're hoping to launch it in the next 6 to 8 months. That's the goal. You know, so we're hoping that's going to be going pretty soon. It's going to be pretty big. But one thing we do that's launching in the next week or two, maybe less, it's something that I've been working on for like 3 years, is we actually have on our big, massive rotisseries, we have a digital thermostat now. It's going to be a 10-inch screen. So you're going to be able to be on your phone, or you're going to be able to be you could be in France, Europe, or all that stuff. And you can have your smoker in Texas, and you're going to be able to look at everything on your phone, be able to see where it's at, what it's doing. And then you can change or do anything that you want to the thermostat via the app. And far as I know, we're the only commercial smoker that does that in the world. That's as far as I know. And I've been working on that for 3 years, and that's about the launch.
That is crazy.
Yeah. That is helpful, because even if you're at home and you want to watch TV or something, you want to keep an eye on it, make sure the temperature's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it does help remotely. I just wing it. Yeah.
It's, you know, it takes a long time to cook these briskets. You know, some of them can take hours, and, you know, that could be you could go home, get a shower, get some rest, you know, talk to mama a little bit, you know, and you can check it out, what, you know, and not be scared. Like I've had customers that have fixed cameras to try to look at the thermostat while they're away, and it fogs up, can't see anything, can't do anything. So this is going to take all those problems away, where you're going to be able to look at it on your phone, and you're going to be able to change it, and it's going to send you alerts that if it goes too high or if it goes too low.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah,
do all that stuff. It's got a chart reader and everything on it. So we're really pumped.
You're going to have to put like an automatic wood feeder, so when it gets low, it just feeds puts in a log, you know? That's good. You can use that one. Go ahead.
Lou's got a conveyor belt with the wood on it.
Yeah. Call it the Lou chute.
That's a whole nother story, Lou.
Trademarks.
The Lou chute.
Don't make me get my luchador mask out.
Oh,
yeah, he cracked us up last week with that shit. And you know it's right next to you. You're looking at it. Wait till you see his bullshit.
Oh, man, I don't have it. Tina must have the only thing I got is the welding shield I was fixing.
She threw it in the trash.
She might have
left it. You probably left it in the bedroom.
Yeah, well, you know, gotta get freaky with it, you know.
It's the only place I wear.
If she wants some strange, I gotta come through, you know.
You're not surprising anybody. She's going, yeah, okay, I got it. Lights out, lights on. Cooking
wax on, wax off.
He's an egg timer. So. Anyhow.
No, but guys, that's your stuff is awesome. It's really cool. The only thing that did you guys send Ken a picture of the 1,000-gallon one?
Oh, yeah, at the beginning with the laser beam, I think. Did he not? Is that the 1,000-gallon? How big was that one?
I think that was only a 500. I think we sent you.
No, it's a 500 that we're working on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a small one.
So you're setting that up to what? Cut it down the side? You got the laser beam set up to be able to. What are you doing here?
We're lining up to where.
Basically we're yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead. You're good.
Okay. Yeah. So we have jigs and we have speed jigs for that. But all we're doing is lining out to find dead center of the tank for the stack and for the firebox cut in, and then everything aligns where we have everything lined up for the doors and the door openings. So, we do everything we can to be as precise as possible for a clean, consistent product. And just like you guys are car guys. People, I think one of the reasons they're drawn to our work and what we do is not just the style, but the fit and finish is the next level to a lot of.
Yeah.
So you mark this thing or use that laser to do that. Is that a plasma cutter behind you there that you're using freehand? How are you cutting that?
So the process I do right now, I'll line it out, tape it out, or mark it with a marker and a scribe, and then I'll score all my lines with a cutoff wheel, just like a 16th.
Yeah.
Just to give myself in a straight line, and then I'll come in and freehand plasma with it. But I've been cutting and doing precision cut-ins for a long time. So as long as I have a little track to stay in, it gives me a really clean line, and then you just clean the slag up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty, where are you getting that tank? Is that actually a propane tank? You having that built? Where's that coming from?
Yeah, well, it's a propane tank, and we have a guy that decommissions them that we buy them from him.
I got you. You have it blasted?
This one, sometimes we have them blasted, sometimes we don't. Sometimes people like the patina, but this one was almost practically brand new. So that one be going to Taylor Sheridan, the Yellowstone producer of Yellowstone, all that. So that's his exclusive build for he owns Bosque Ranch, and he's partners with the 4.6s Ranch. So that's going to be his custom build. It's going to be bad by the time it's finished.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. I don't know why he got a 500 gallon. I mean, it's not like he doesn't know anybody.
That's still pretty big. Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah, he's probably gonna need 3 of those. But yeah, I mean, you could do a lot on that. Yeah. When are you painting that stuff in house? I'm going back to the paint. Is that in house? Are you subbing that out? And do you have that patent or no?
We paint it in house, and we do. Like I say, everything in house. The only thing we don't do in house is like a thermostat or like the switches that we get from Schneider or something like that. But we paint in house. Everything's done here.
Damn, how big is your building?
We have our first one. That we did here. We were in a 30 by 40 shop beside a home.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
No, then we went to a 3,500 square foot shop.
Yeah.
Then we built a new shop that was another 7,500, and we planned on that being there for 3 years. But within 3 months, we outgrew it. We built another 3 behind it, and then we've already outgrown all that. So now we're having to figure out what we're going to do next, because we have roughly over 27, 28,000. Man, we got a lot.
Yeah, I got my shoes off. I got my shoes off trying to figure out how many square feet they got here.
You can't count that high. You don't need your toes.
Yeah. We have 18,000 square feet. 18,000.
Damn.
That's impressive. You guys should be proud of yourselves, really.
It was quick too. I mean, when you outgrow the thing in 3 months, 4 months, you're cranking. It's a good problem to have when you think about it.
Yeah, we say that a lot. Problems, but
I'd love to do a walkthrough, but if I do, I'll lose connection. But I'd love to do a walkthrough so y'all can see all the projects that we have, because you should see the Santa Marias that we have right now. They look fucking awesome.
Really? That is so cool. And I'm sure they're selling, because that's the smallest one, and it's the most relatable to the average guy in the backyard.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool. That's
Mike.
really
What's your pops doing now? What's he doing? Is he still in the shop, or is he retired? What?
He's pretty much retired. Since me and Matt kind of started building, he was more on the on the side of repair. So he's pretty much fully retired. He'll do a job here and there, but that's pretty much what he does. It's pretty much just me and Matt running it, and he'll come in and pop in the shop every now and then and just see how we're doing and keep in touch, all that good stuff.
He's the M&M repair guy, like the Maytag guy. He went out of business. The guy lost his job because you didn't have to fix the thing. It lasted forever. So Pop's in retirement. We're like, we're done with you. You got nothing to do. Come in on the weekends. That's pretty good, though.
Dad, we don't need you anymore. They're not gonna break. Don't worry about
nothing
it.
Breaks down.
Go fishing.
Yeah. Shit lasts 5 years. Beat it. That's pretty good. There he is. Everybody's skinny. I'd be a big fat bastard working there with the grill with the smoke.
Quite a lot.
Yeah,
that's awesome, though. You guys should be proud of yourselves. Really, you should be.
I appreciate that, man.
You know what I mean? Seriously, accomplishing that and then kicking ass and having that thing launch, that's pretty good. You know, and you're on Lou's radar, so that's saying something. He's usually watching SpongeBob, so.
Yeah, exactly. Bob.
And you had it waiting. I love it. I love it.
So when I would work in my shop, instead of running a radio, I would run TVs, and I'd always have it on SpongeBob. And Bruce from Modern Driveline, he's in Idaho. Whenever I would call him and order something like that, when his daughters were little, one day one of them goes, "Is that SpongeBob in the background?" And so that became like the thing. They actually gave me this shirt. They sent it with their dad, Decima. I'll get socks in the mail. I get SpongeBob socks in it. They'll just send me random stuff. I think they're in college now, and I got this one like 3 years ago. They just remember me because of SpongeBob.
That's awesome.
And you thought I was kidding. You thought I was cracking on him. I'm telling you the truth. 60-year-old SpongeBob fan. He turned 60 like 4 months ago.
I turned the big 4-0 in 2 days. 4-0.
Wow! Happy birthday!
Yeah, man. Happy birthday! Shit,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. I saw a T-shirt. I saw a T-shirt on Pinterest that said it's pretty weird being. It's pretty weird being the age of old people. I think it was.
Yeah, I
gotta get that one.
I feel that way every time I go on Facebook and see people I went to school with. I'm like, am I that fucking old? Do I look that bad? Yeah, I'm like, hey, this grandmother on here. What's this going on? That chick used to push up on me. What's happening? Guys, talk about where people can find you, your social, website, all that shit. So when they need something, they can come check you out or follow you.
Yeah, so our social website is BBQ Company, and then mmbarbecuecompany.com. So Twitter, we don't get on Twitter that often, but TikTok, Instagram, most of our content is on Instagram, and then Facebook as well. So BBQ Company.
I'll have to go on Instagram because I can't go on Facebook. They banned me. I'm done. I can't.
Yeah, I got a notification said your account was removed, Lou.
Yeah, see, they banned me. It's ridiculous. I've been off of that. Well, they kicked me off when I started doing car fix, so it's close to 15 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what I did. That's the crazy thing. I don't know what I did. I was just poof. You can't sign it. I can't sign in or nothing. It was
you're like Russell Brand. You got canceled just for people talking shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Next. Yeah. That's sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're already on. I think we're sitting on 2 strikes on YouTube right now.
Yeah, we got shit pulled down. But that's why 0 to 60 is coming about, because of the censorship of knocking people off. But that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we appreciate you coming on. It's pretty cool. Lou and I keep talking about touring through Texas because we've had probably 6 or 8 people, as you saw in the intro, from Texas.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
plus raised in Texas. We got to go see
him. That's true. Ray turned 78 last week.
Yeah.
So
I got to call him. I need to call him.
He's a Vietnam vet.
Crazy
San Antonio.
Crazy Vietnam vet.
We got Goldberg's down in San Antonio. We got a lot of people in Austin. We should run through. Probably take us a month. You know?
But it'd be fun.
It would be fun, and we'd eat good. We could try out all the barbecue.
Yeah,
and we in with some bad guys.
Sure.
Big places too. We'll do that. We'll have some barbecue, some beers, some bourbon,
whiskey,
cigars.
We can get drunk and beat somebody. There you go.
Yeah. I like that idea with the bourbon and cigars. You just got to have some banana pudding.
Yeah.
Not that kind, Lou.
banana pudding. I'm just going to slide one right over to you.
My sister-in-law in Arkansas makes a kick-ass banana pudding. When I'm down there, she makes me big bowls of it. You know, and I eat the whole thing. It's like,
and he wonders why he's a fat ass.
Yeah, I can be. It's worth it. If you had it, you'd be doing the same shit.
Well, I was a fat ass.
Yeah. Yeah. We sold the Elvis. Whatever. All right, guys, we're going to let you jump. I appreciate you being on. There he is. That's the Elvis of 77.
Yeah. That was my real quick, and then we'll let you go. So my wife had a Christmas party at the place at the law firm she worked at, and she wanted to get dressed up, and that's what we dressed as. That's how.
What year was that? How long ago was that?
God, that was a long time ago. That was like.
Was your 99? Beard that black, or did you dye it black?
No, it was that black.
Oh yeah, that's a long.
It was like 99. It was like 99. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it?
It was funny because everybody's wearing the women are wearing ball gowns and the guys are in really nice suits. One guy was wearing a tux. We show up like that.
Shit. Highfalutin.
We show up like that.
You show up doing Elvis. The jelly donut Elvis too.
Exactly.
Not even young Elvis.
Exactly.
Why not?
Talking peanut butter and banana sandwich Elvis.
He's a Puerto Rican Elvis.
All right, so I'm going to let you close the show, being that you started it. The money's on the dresser. The money's on the
dresser. Thanks, everybody. Next week, we got a special guest coming up. I don't even know who it is. I got to be honest with you. I don't know. Talk to Ken. Appreciate it. Check us out. Follow us. Everything else. See you.